Hi, welcome to the Uplift with Vision. I'm Reverend Patti Paris. I'm here to spend some time with you. It's so good for us to get together, isn't it? I just love that we're doing this and we feel connected across the miles. So let's pray in and then we'll talk about Wednesday. We'll talk about today's Uplift, okay? So just going within, I know that there is one life. It is God's life. It is God. It is whole, perfect, and complete, and it is the life that all of us share. We are immersed in this one energy. We call it spirit or higher power or first cause or volition or whatever you choose to call it. We know that there is one, the eternal one. Behind the diversity of all life everywhere stands the one eternal, immovable, universal intelligence that we all use, we're all immersed in, and it is the life that we live. And so remembering this, we come together today to just talk about that oneness, to talk about how it shows up so uniquely, so differently as each one of us. I give great thanks for this time spent together. I let Spirit lead the way through this time together, wild and free, knowing it is all God, it is all good, and so it is. So, it's so good to be together with you again, across the miles, you know. I'm calling today We Wednesday, W-E, we as in us, because, you know, we are all immersed in this experience together. I love that it's Wednesday of Holy Week. I love that it's also the first night of Passover tonight. So, you know, there's more of that joining together in this one energy and recognizing that we are one, even in our diversity. We are all one. So here we are in this experience called the COVID-19, and we're all experiencing it. We are all hunkered down in our homes, and we're separated. We're isolated from each other, but we are together, apart, but not alone, because we're never alone, really. You know, we are always in each other's energy. In our own energy, in each other's energy, because there's only this one, you know? And it started me thinking about mirror neurons. I don't know if you're familiar with those particular neurons in the brain, but they're little specialized neurons called mirror neurons, and essentially they respond to actions even that we observe in others. So they get lit up as we observe other people doing something. And we don't even have to be doing it ourselves. And yet, those mirror neurons in our brain will light up as if we are also engaged in the same activity. So it's a real interesting thing. You know, it's like, even if it's make-believe, it can still light up those parts of your brain. Like you can watch a movie where a character in the movie is drawn to tears, right? And you can cry also with that character, even though you know it's not real, it's just an image on a screen, it's just an actor playing a role, but we can still mirror that emotion or activity, and those parts of our brain light up as if we're the ones experiencing that. So it's really an interesting thing, and it's a shared experience thing, and I think that's why this time period has gotten me thinking about mirror neurons, because of that, because we are having a shared experience. We know what we're going through, even though we're isolated, even though we're apart, even though we're hunkered down in our own homes, we can absolutely know the challenges of that and how we are all having that same experience together apart, right? Together apart. It's a shared experience. And one of the things, somebody on Facebook the other day put up a meme. I want to read it. It's really cool. It says, when we move from I to we, even illness becomes wellness. I kind of liked that. I thought it just felt good. You know, because this experience called COVID-19 is cutting across all kinds of illusions of separation, isn't it? It really is. It's cutting through all of our artificial lines of separation, you know? Rich people and poor people, they're getting sick. Across national boundaries, across countries, artificial borders, right? Those imaginary lines drawn in the sand. People are getting sick. Political differences. Republicans and Democrats and liberals and conservatives and independents and libertarians. They're all getting sick, right? It's cutting across all of these artificial ways in which we separate each other, ethnic, regional, gender, all these artificial ways where we separate ourselves from other people are meaningless to a virus. Meaningless to a virus. Wow, right? So, you know, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, wow, we can learn something from this little piece of protein, right? We can learn that all of those separations, all of those ways in which we separate ourselves out from other people, they just don't exist in reality. Core concept one, God is all there is. God is all there is. There is only God. We are incarnations of one source, one power, one presence, one energy, all of us. And when we argue with others, we're arguing with ourselves, aren't we? When we're arguing with others, you know, it's another aspect of the whole life of spirit that we're arguing with. We are arguing with ourselves, actually. Ernest Holmes said this in Love and Law. He said, we are speaking about an infinite when we speak about life. Let me say that again. We are speaking about the infinite when we speak about life. There cannot be two infinites because that would be chaos and not cosmos as a result. There is but one power. It is indivisible. If that is all there is, where would you find a line except an imaginary one? Because of indivisibility, unity is a necessity. The higher concept which has, wait a minute, let me say this again. The higher concept which has of this thing, the Father he is developed in it. It is indivisible, it is one, and we are it, and it is that which we are. There is only one, that's it. And you know, perhaps this idea, this forced separation that we're going through now can change us for the better. Maybe this is just what we need to remind us we are one, right? To lift us out of those beliefs of separation, to elevate us to a higher sense of unity, which is the truth, because there is only one. Go back to core concept one, there's only one of us. And so when we go back to that, there is no other. There can't be. And unity is a quality of God, right? It's one of those qualities that we talk about. There is only one. It is indivisible, although it makes itself manifest in the many. But still, the many are rooted in the one, always. There is one life, that is God's life. That life is God. That life is whole, perfect, and complete. And that life is our life, right here and right now. And you know, it's about this idea that there is life within life, within life, within life, right? I mean, if you look at your body, you think of your body as one whole unity, and yet it's made up of trillions of cells. Same thing, same concept, right? But you're still you. It's still oneness. It is still a unitary wholeness. And Ernest Holmes said this in Love and Law. He said, there is one, not two. Never forget that. Anywhere in the universe, just one. That one life is the substance of everything. It is one in unity, but multiple in manifestation. It is one substance from which an infinite variety of different things come. But every one of those things is made out of one thing. And that's what we have to go back to, and that's what we have to remember. Everything around us in manifest universe is all the one thing, expressing itself in different ways. Spirit flows into form and out of form all the time, doesn't it? Everything comes and goes in the physical universe. Nothing comes to stay, comes to pass, huh? You know, because stuff rises and falls. Things are manifest and then they're absorbed back into the one. It creates and then it abandons its creations. The physical world has its time and has its place, and all of it's temporary. All of it's temporary. And what we are observing is a condition. It's simply a condition. It's an outpicturing of that one mind. And it has come to pass. It will pass. We know this, right? We know this. And perhaps it can leave us with a greater sense of unity, with a greater sense of the truth of our oneness, because that really is who we are. All people are our brothers and sisters. All people. There is no separation. And you know what? If countries' leaders don't get that, we're getting it. We, the people, we're getting it. We're taking care of each other. We're sharing our resources. We're coming together over this. We're taking care of our neighbors and our friends and our church members. We're making phone calls. We're reaching out. We're delivering groceries. We're making masks. We're living in our oneness because we know the truth, right? We know the truth, that there is only this one life. We are creating a world that works for everyone. And then, the political leaders will just have to catch up with this, won't they? All right, we're going to pray out, and then I have a special guest for you. So just leaning into that, leaning into the idea of our oneness within ourselves, with ourselves, with spirit, and with each other, knowing that all life is some part of the divine life of God's, that there is only one of us. It is spirit incarnating itself in form as all life everywhere. And all life is sacred. All life is divine. All life is some part of the life of the beloved. We are feeling it, we are knowing it, we are seeing it all around us right here and right now. I give great thanks for this time spent together. I know it is all God. I know it is all God, and it is all good. And so it is. Amen. So, because it is the first evening of Passover tonight, we wanted to bring you some special music. I have right over here our music director, Mark Danisovszky, and he's going to give us some wonderful music to celebrate the first evening of Passover. Thanks. Bye-bye. See you soon.
Hello. One thing I love about music is that it can actually tell the truth. And there's music where there's lyrics, and there's music where somebody has taken the time to write the words, and the music fits the story. But I am a classical musician by training, and a lot of people play music that doesn't have words. So out of these emotions, you tell yourself a story. And so this is a particularly joyful piece that is played at weddings and other festivities. It's called a Freilock. Freilock number 1, there's a million of them, but this one has that spot because it's so well known and so beloved. So Freilock is a dance, and it almost sounds like frolic. So you can think of that. So you can tell yourself a story of joy. So that is a Freilock. That's a Jewish dance. Tonight is the first night of Passover. And I grew up Catholic, but I fell in love with this music a long time ago, and so I play it all the time. But so those of you who are Jewish and are going to have a Seder for yourselves, enjoy it and have a beautiful time. And the rest of us, just have a beautiful meal yourselves. And remember all of our brothers and sisters in the world. So thank you for listening.